The pandemic has made taking a cruise a somewhat different experience. COVID has impacted most areas of life around the world, but cruises have been affected more than most travel. All U.S. cruise lines, including Royal Caribbean, RCL, get Royal Caribbean Group Report, Carnival Cruise Lines, CCL, get Carnival Corporation Report, Norwegian Cruise Line, NCLH, get Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings Limited Report, and even Walt Disney's, DIS, get Walt Disney Company Report. Cruise lines stopped sailing from March 2020 through July 2021, with Disney waiting a little longer to come back. Cruising has returned from U.S. ports, but it's not quite the same experience cruisers had before the pandemic. Some of the changes are minor hassles, while others may make some people consider delaying their trip until the pandemic goes away, something that may not fully happen. Protocols have been changing and will change again soon for Royal Caribbean and Norwegian passengers, but much of the altered experience has been consistent since cruises from U.S. ports resumed in July. Royal Caribbean requires that all passengers 12 and older be fully vaccinated before they get on board. That means they must be 2 weeks past their second shot of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccine, or 2 weeks past a single shot of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. None of the three major cruise lines requires that passengers get a booster shot to be considered fully vaccinated. Royal Caribbean asks passengers to upload their vaccine cards before their cruise using its app so they can be verified. Passengers must also answer some health questions in the app, which become available roughly 24 hours before your cruise. In addition to proof of vaccination, all cruisers must take an approved COVID test no earlier than 2 days before their cruise. It's 2 days, not 48 hours, meaning that if you depart on a Sunday, you can take your test either Friday or Saturday. Assuming you test negative, a printout of your results, or a version shown on your phone, must be shown at the port before you can board. Once at the port, cruisers generally have to stick to their allotted check-in time. That policy seems more strict than it was before the pandemic, but it has been very strict on some cruises and not enforced on others. In addition, you will have to wear a mask once you enter the port facility, generally removing it briefly for a picture, or to show that you match the picture you took before your cruise. Once you get to the front of the line, you will be asked to show your set sail pass, Royal Caribbean's name for your ticket, your passport, or, in some cases, other acceptable forms of ID, your proof of vaccination, and your test results. On some cruises, you will have to show these multiple times. For others, it may only be once. Assuming you have all of those things, you can board the ship. That generally requires one more scan of your set sail pass, and then it's time to board. During this entire time, and as you board and once you are on the ship, you will be wearing a mask. As of early February, Royal Caribbean passengers, regardless of vaccine status, must keep their masks on in all public indoor areas, unless they are stationary and eating or drinking. From a practical point of view, most passengers remove their masks once stationary in any venue that serves food or drinks. Royal Caribbean has not been strict on this, which may be because as of February 15 the cruise line will allow vaccinated passengers to remove their masks in areas that are only for vaccinated passengers. Those include MOT bars and restaurants, as well as the casino. Currently, smoking has been prohibited in the casino, and the company has not said whether it will return when the mask rules loosen. Masks are not required while outside, though they're technically suggested in crowded areas, nor do you have to wear them at Royal Caribbean's private island, Coco Cay. At the various ports, mask rules and whether you need to carry your proof of vaccination vary by locale, and the cruise line does not set those rules. In addition to the mask rules, there are some other things that are different on board, though it does vary somewhat by ship. In addition, crew members testing positive have led to some shows being cancelled or modified. And, because ships are sailing with reduced capacities, though some have returned to nearly normal, hours may vary compared to pre-pandemic at venues like the Windjammer Buffet. Cruising on Royal Caribbean, or Carnival, Norwegian, or Disney, right now requires a level of flexibility. The rules may change based on what happens with COVID. Ports or activities could be cancelled and things may not be exactly as you plan for them to be.